Hello, social media friends. My name is Jeremy Rowland, and I am the owner of Triple R Bail Bonds here in the great state of Arkansas. And it is Saturday, May the 23rd, 2026. And it is time for Bail Banking America, where every Saturday at some point during the day, we go live on this social media platform, and then we share it to all the other social media platforms. And we do this thing called Bail Banking America, where we talk to you about three things that I'm passionate about. That is bail, that is bacon, and that is America. And you can sign up for Bail Banking America by going to tripleRbailbonds.com once a week. You only have to do it once a week now and put your name in the wheel. If you do that, once we conclude this, we spin that beautiful wheel. And if your name comes up in that wheel, you get $50 for yourself, $50 for your favorite charity, and you also get some merchandise that we will send to you. And it is very important that everyone understands that it doesn't matter where you live, what country, what state, across the ocean, upper or not in the lower 48, but you're in Hawaii or Alaska. It doesn't matter where you're at. If you see this video, you can go to tripleRbailbonds.com, click on my ugly face that's in that tab of Bail Banking America, and you just put your name in. That's the only thing you have to do. And every Saturday we do this, and then the whole point of Bail Banking America is not only to give you some education and some information in reference to bail, give you something awesome about bacon, which I have every single day. I just had some like 20 minutes ago. We'll get to that in just a minute. And then I'll tell you something interesting about America. Now, for years, we used to have a question at the very end, and if you participated, then we had a separate winner. But the only thing we've done now is we've changed the website. We've made it easier for you to get entered, and we give $50 to the winner, $50 to their charity of choice, which is the main reason of Bail Banking America is the charity of giving money back. And then we spread some merch around as well. So let's just get started this week with bail. And I have something interesting that I wanted to share with you. This is a very good article, and I'm going to share it in the comments section because I think it's important that everybody should read it. So I'm just going to kind of synopsis it for just a minute. This comes from legalreader.com. It says, why rushing bail decisions after arrest can end up costing you more. And it goes through the types of things in reference to. And me being a bondsman for over 20 years, one of the things that you see is that people, when they're in jail, I understand it, which, by the way, let me make that clear. They start to panic, and they don't realize time, and they don't understand the process. So this article really breaks down that if you are the one that's in jail, or if you are the one that is a family member or a friend, it's very important that you think about it, you make the proper decisions, and that you call qualified people and you get the answers that you need, because this article breaks it down very well on the consequences that happen if you do not do that. And some of those things is that you may just call somebody that doesn't actually care about your situation, and they're just there just to write the bond, and then you can't reach them no more after that. And the other thing is that it can cost you more down the line because you're not having somebody that's qualified, that's in courts and stuff like that to make sure that you know when, where, and why to be. And another thing is that if you have a qualified bonding company that also goes to court, one of the things that I pride ourselves on so much is that our agents are always in court with our clients. And if for some reason that we know someone that's maybe not out on bond with us, that's on the docket, that is not in the courtroom, then maybe we know how to get a hold of them, and we can send their family member or friend a text or step outside and make a phone call and help get them there. But this article, which I'm going to share in the comments section, really breaks down how calmness, making the proper decisions, and getting all of your questions answered is very important before you decide to hire a bondsman or however it is, because you need to legally know that if you have a bond set, it doesn't mean that you have to use a bondsman. Let's just say that your bond's $500. If you use a bondsman in Arkansas, then it's 10% is 50 plus the state gets 60 in fees, brings you to 110, and the jail gets a $20 booking fee unless you have a warrant. So that it could be, that's the difference of $130 to $180. But if you have the economic means, you can you can pay that yourself. So you need to always be sure that when you call somebody that you understand what is going on. Hello, Brian Gates, and everybody else saying hi to me. So that is your bail this week is patience. Patience, patience, patience. So then that way you know that everything from A to Z is taken care of properly so it doesn't cause you more stress and more issues later down the line. Now let's move on to bacon. Listen, it's Memorial Day weekend. There's a lot of people on the lakes. There's a lot of people on the rivers. And one of the things that is made the most is not, I mean, we could talk about hot dogs and wrapping hot dogs. No. Listen, my beautiful wife just made some mac and cheese, shell mac and cheese, extra cheesy, and she put bacon in it. And I'm just going to go out here on a limb right now, and I'm going to ask you, I'm going to encourage you that if you are making mac and cheese this weekend, put bacon in it, okay? And we're not talking about bacon bits. We are talking about cooking up some bacon, chopping it up, and just loading that mac and cheese with it. You will thank me. You will thank me for this because I've had bacon with everything. And tonight, she was like, here's some bacon and mac and cheese, which you can get that, at some restaurants and stuff, but it's nothing like when you make it yourself. Now let's move on to America, and then we're going to find out who wants some money. Did you know on this day, now this comes from the ChicagoTribune.com. I thought this was very interesting. On May the 23rd, 1981, that is when the American Eagle roller coaster opened. But the interesting thing about this, which is now known as, the American Eagle roller coaster opens at Marriott's, which is now the Six Flags Great America. But did you know that when they built that roller coaster, that it took over 20,000 gallons of white paint? This thing was made out of wood and the rail, and they painted this thing white with 20,000 gallons of white paint. Now, let's find out who wants some money. We're going to spin this wheel, and it's going to tell me a winner. And that winner gets $50 for themselves, $50 for their favorite philanthropy, and we're going to send them some merch as well. It's spinning. I think it spins on our website at the same time. Again, don't forget, this is only the second time that I have done this in this new system. And I'm still waiting for it to tell me who the winner is. Just a second. Maybe it's not going to work. I don't know. We'll find out. Nope, there it go. And the wheel is spinning. I should have flipped. I forgot that it had to go to that. And it looks like the winner is Kimberly M. Kimberly M, if you can see that right there. Kimberly M, congratulations. We will be in touch with you soon because I have your information. Now I know what to do. When I spin it on the internal thing, I have to flip it over to the main thing so you can see it spin. There it is right there. Hello, Mary Lawson Gann. Thank you so much for joining us with another Bell Bacon in America. Please share this video, like this video, and tell all your friends and family about Bell Bacon in America because the only thing you got to do is go to RRBellBonds.com and get signed up. Give me 10 minutes. I'll clear out the wheel, and we'll start another one for next Saturday. Y'all have a great rest of your weekend. Enjoy this weekend with your friends and family. And don't forget, the whole reason for Memorial Day is to remember, be grateful for all the men and women that made the ultimate sacrifice for this country that you and I and all of us enjoy. I'll see you next Saturday for another Bell Bacon in America.